Okay, everybody, I am Omega with Fanatically Correct and, of course, Flynn's Arcade and more. I am joined today with Charlie Kersh, right? Kersh or Kersh?
Yes.
Kersh.
Kersh.
There we go. Most famously known for, of course, she is Once and Always, the Yellow Ranger, which unfortunately is a spoiler, but you have to spoil it in order for people to know what you've done and who you are
Right.
as Trini's daughter. And she's over here doing a nice South Florida tour with us at Flynn's Arcade. And yesterday, you were over at Flippers.
Flippers, yeah.
And they're doing a nice Plasticon. They're doing a little event over there. And today she's doing her appearance with us. So you're watching this in post. Thank you very much for joining us. This is one of my little shots of CaFanCito. So a nice little 15, 20-minute convo with one of our wonderful celebrity guests. And I'm so appreciative for Charlie for joining me.
Totally.
And how you liking South Florida so far?
Oh, it's beautiful. I'm more from the Orlando area, so I haven't been down here in a while, so it's been great. It's hot,
Yep.
It's humid, but
Yep.
I love it. It's
Amazing.
super fun.
Same state, but still more humid
Right.
and more traffic.
Right, yes.
That you haven't do it. Well, this week I'm going to go to an instant, real easy topic. Obviously, usually you do like the Q&A panels, and I'm sure you get a lot of wonderful questions from fans.
Yes.
What's your favorite episode, and how was it like working with this actor, and how I change it up. Wanted to see more about your opinion on other things. As you've played a superhero, and this week is Superman week of the new film that just came out, and you were at Flippers yesterday, which is actually a theater in Hollywood, Florida. How many Superman costume people did you see coming to see that movie?
Oh my goodness, at least a dozen. It was, you had boys, girls, men, women wearing.
Kids, the whole family,
The whole
parents.
family, just like T-shirts, and even one girl came in like this full decked out Supergirl cape and beautiful sparkly skirt. I loved it.
So I love it. You gotta appreciate fandom, and that's so it's a big week. So this week we're also leading to SuperCon, depending on when this releases. That's lining up around there, and we're gonna have some other celebrity friends of ours, other Power Rangers as well. And so that's gonna be just a quick little short topic of Superman. What is your experience with Superman? What is like your first introduction to it? Comic book, video game, movie, cartoon?
So I'm pretty sure my first introduction was watching the CW DC show Supergirl,
Okay.
and then them having Superman. I forgot what the actor's name
Yes.
is. I'm sorry.
But he spun off from there for Superman and
yeah,
Lois. Yeah,
Superman
great
and Lois,
series. Great
yes.
series.
And that's the first place that I
Really?
liked him. Like I saw him in another stuff, but it didn't really stick with me. But when I saw him in Supergirl, it was a more proper introduction for me, and I think I was 14 years old at the time.
Nice, excellent.
Yeah.
Great age to actually to hear the story
Yes.
of Superman, and that's kind of funny. As most people, even at that age, usually their first introduction either be from dad or from uncle or from brother.
Right.
I know you have an older brother.
Yep.
Would be something like usually one of the cartoons or
Yes.
the Christopher Reeve movie or Man of Steel for this newer generation. So that's actually your first introduction actually through Supergirl,
Yes.
through one of the series, and he's actually a fantastic Superman and
He is.
and a great actor, child actor,
yes.
brought up from
Yes.
Road to Perdition and Teen Wolf, and he's actually a fantastic actor as well. So it's nice to see that was your first exposure to Superman. What from that, when you take and playing a superhero actually yourself, so you said, do you take from that like the concept of Superman of his story?
You know, I have to be honest with you. I related more with Supergirl than Superman.
Absolutely.
Superman was cool, but Supergirl was just way
Yeah.
better for me because, like, girl power. But
Absolutely.
both of them have pretty similar.
Yes, so there's an age difference.
Yeah.
And from what I've observed over the weekend, fortunately being blessed having you guys, you and your folks, she
Right.
actually travels and does the tours with her parents. That I observed the parallels you have with Superman and Supergirl, just the age difference of their story, which is they're both adopted.
They're both adopted. Yeah.
And but Superman obviously was closer to your story. He was adopted as a baby.
Yes.
So you're from Vietnam,
Right.
and he's from Krypton. So obviously very different places.
Little
but
further.
but yeah, he was adopted as a baby, and she came as a teenager. Her job was supposed to be
right.
to
To
protect him, but
yes.
she landed later. I think even in the CW storylines, they
That's right,
followed
yes.
that.
He's supposed to be like 10 years old now.
Exactly.
And,
So she had adopted parents also, but because she arrived later, he kind of but in a lot of the comic books, she's actually also raised by the Kents. Not the same because she's already a teenager, so it's obviously harder, but she had, and traditionally, a lot of the comic book stories, she had good parents on
Yes.
Krypton, as Kal-El did, but he never got to meet his. So she wasn't as like a troubled teenager, but
No.
no one really thinks how troubled that could be for a teenager. To you just came, your world is gone.
Yeah.
The person you came to protect is already grown up. You didn't get there in time.
Yep.
Kind of lost to the
Yeah.
wind. And the series Supergirl didn't attack it that way. They really did actually attack it a very Clark Kent
Yes.
traditional storyline. But it is amazing. And I'll let you talk on that because it's definitely resolution to your story, and it's very Superman-ish, is that like I see in him, you have a very closeness with your parents, fantastic bond. It's very obvious they support you, and it's not like a living vicariously thing, obviously, at all. It's your dream, and they want to help you and nurture you and raise you right and teach you right to use your talents. And it's the same thing. Superman's parents, now his talents obviously could be world-ending, so much more pressure on it, but the same. You know, you guys, as an actor, you could eventually have a platform and just like in the Spider-Man concept, great power comes great responsibility. So that is kind of the parallel, and I'll just open up to talk a little bit about your relationship with your folks and how you do that and how that really molds you in everything that you do. I know you've been doing this since you were 5, so I can imagine how much Clark Kent like parenting you've had to receive over the years.
Yeah. No, they're amazing. I really can't. I know I'm so lucky to have the parents that I have. It's they're incredibly supportive. I know it's from the outside, because of what I do, people always wonder, are your parents forcing you to do this? And is it something they pushed you into? And I always have to tell them, like, no, this is something that I wanted to do. Even though my parents, my first sort of taste at acting and entertainment was through this talent show that my parents put me into because I think they were just bored and they wanted to do it. I had the time of my life. And even from there, I was invited up to New York, and my parents were like, okay, we'll go there for a month. And we ended up staying there for 5 years. And it was just because the auditions that I went out for and everything that I did, the singing and the dancing and all of that, I loved it so much. And it's so funny, they always tell people, we always ask her if is this something she really wants to do, especially throughout my formative years. They were like, look, like, you're growing up, you're about to start high school, you're about to turn 18, are you sure this is what you really want to do?
They want to make sure your milestones aren't interrupted by makes sense.
And I always tell them, no, this is exactly what I want to do.
Fantastic.
And they've been more than supportive. My mom especially would always sit in with my acting lessons, and she would help me learn my lines for auditions. And my dad, too, on the martial arts side, when I was competing, he was there for every single session and videoing me and taking notes and just helping me be the best that I can be. And that's just, the tip of the iceberg. That's not talking about the financial support, the emotional support, the coming out to LA and having multiple homes just to be able to do what I love to do.
Dedicated and making sure that your talents and your gift is properly nurtured and that you're raised up right. And with what you're saying, just so happens they all line up. It's like you said, they put you in that talent shows. And well, I mean, it's the job of a parent anyways to introduce you to things to see what you're going to be into, sports. Whatever. It just so happens that the martial arts and the acting and the dancing, all that connect together in what you've started doing. Because I mean, Power Rangers specifically have martial arts in it, but you'll have the ability to use that and other things in the craft and in the industry, and so it's fantastic that way. So it's amazing. It's obviously not the biggest Superman fan, but that's what's really cool. Just saying on my end as a Superman fan that I see he's one of those characters that's written to cover a lot of stories. A lot of people do this, and you're probably the only one I share this with because of the parent connection. That what a lot of people don't know is that Superman, when he was created, this is actually, I believe it's I want to remember his name now. One of these directors, trying to remember his name now, but he wrote a book about it, and it's different stories about fathers that did things. And actually, the creator of Superman, he had lost his father. He was shot trying to stop a bank robbery. And originally, the original Superman, his only power was that he was bulletproof. And because of the connection of that, and then later he was able to jump tall buildings, and then through the creators of the main creators of Superman that moved it over to comic book format and everything, he started flying and so much more detail exactly to make him this larger than life character. And all those things were put into play. All these things of like Superman was used as a role model character. Kids were mostly reading it, so they try to touch things about family and parenting and doing the right thing no matter what, and respecting that if you have abilities to do things, that you respect those abilities and do the right thing by them, and just a lot of cool things like that with Superman that a lot of times everyone just wants to watch the action, the fighting, the flying, that they don't really usually see the parallels. And I'm sure that that's something you hadn't really thought of before, and asked in this way. So I do like that I was able to ask you that question, because this is not going to be the same question at all for other people I'm going to ask for. They're going to have probably more nerdy responses, like, oh, I've been watching Superman since I was 4, and Christopher Reeve's my Superman. So I'm looking forward to enjoying that. But it's nice that out the gate I get to have a different conversation that I'm probably going to normally have with this topic. But I appreciate you. And I'm very, very proud of you, and I'm amazed at how I'm sure proud your parents are of you. And I think that that's a cool thing that you could tell them, that they are definitely compared to Martha and Jonathan Kent, the parents of Clark Kent. So, but again, thank you so much. And you want to check out her social media? What is your Instagram?
I am Charlie Kersh.
There you go. I am Charlie Kersh, and she has this really cool helmet if you see it at any conventions, and we're all looking forward to see what other things she does besides the Yellow Ranger coming forward. I know you got some stuff in the works, and you have fantastic Broadway experience and stage experience, so looking forward to what more things you do. Okay. Thank you. Have a good one. We're set. Megan saying peace.